My name is Mr. Jed. They call me Mr. Jed because the boy is here for me. Hello. Also, did you know that screws make gun holders? How you doing, buddy? So I got the boy with me again, like usual. Say hi. Hi. There's the boy right there, boy. There's guns on the wall. There's a few. So, yeah. I did a little bit of horse trading. By horse trading, I mean I sold heroin in order to get some guns. It's hard to see them. Hold on a second. So this one is a Beretta 90-2, and that one is a Sig Sauer AXG Carry. So that one is a Sprungfield XDS that isn't even mine. I found it in my garage when I moved in, so I got to send it to the owner. The TM22 and the IWI Tavor. Just a few guns in the background. I have to start building my offices, but I have to get an electrician. Why'd you run away? My doggy ran away. I'm going to throw a treat at him and see what happens. You want a treat? Dude, his ears are the size of his head. You want a treat? You want a treat? Chomp, chomp, chomp. How's the Beretta? I mean, I've had one before. The 90-2 is a weird design one. It's got like PX4 Storm kind of designing to it, so it looks a little different from a normal Beretta. So it's kind of different. It's a little bit weird. Yeah, this looks like when I first started doing live streams with guns behind me. I literally grabbed my drill and some screws and just put them in the wall for tonight. Say hello to my grand dog for me. Hey, Rocky. Hey, Rocky. Recharge says hello. He's eating a snack. Hold on a second. Come here. Okay, you stay there. So, yeah. But yeah, I've had a 90-2 before. They're just hard to find, so when it popped up, I just sacrificed one of my other guns to get it. No, it is not a polymer frame. It's a metal frame, but it has like, you know how the Sig P2022 has the entire back half of the grip module or the grip panel comes off? Same thing on the Beretta 90-2. Here, let me get you a little bit closer to it. That way I won't get in trouble. Oh, here we go. Got a light right here. So, let's see. It's hard to do it because right now everything is backwards. Yeah, you see the panel? That all comes off. But you can see it's also got different design elements. And then it turns out that was an acro mount on that P320, so now it has a burst fast fire on it. So that looks pretty cool. But yeah, so they try to give it like PX4 Storm body design. You see like how the front angle cut is different, the rear serrations is different, and then the grip is completely different. The trigger guard's different too. It doesn't have that angle down on the bottom. Came across a steel on a Beretta 9211. I have zero complaints. Shopping around for the right 9mm can for it. Yeah. If that had a threaded barrel, I'd run my Osprey on it. Does a Mekgar TP9 mag fit a Meta SFT? It should. TP9 and Meta are interchangeable, as are extended Walther mags. So if you have Walther P99 mags, they work in a Meta. Yeah, so the 90-2 is actually a very expensive handgun normally. it wasn't a commercial success for Beretta, so they wound up not continuing it very long. So it's kind of so. Liquids. Yeah, they become very expensive. So I had, hey Rocky, every time I say the word so, I want you to bite me. Cool? Good job. Anywho, yeah, it's a good gun. Very rare. I sold the last one I had to a good buddy of mine, and now it's been replaced. How goes it, man? Glad to finally catch a live stream. Hope you and Rocky are doing well. We're doing okay. I've kind of started advertising to do work in my garage again for cars, or start doing garage mechanic work again, and I have a couple of people already lined up. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of work out of the garage, and I'll be able to film those repairs. So I'll be able to make videos on that. Brooke, what's up? Yeah. Also, I'm just. Oh, hold on a second. That one was fine. Hey, your message got held about surprised Langdon hasn't done anything with it. Hey, thank you for the high five. I say a steal, but by that I mean I just want to just shy of $1,000. How do you like the Osprey? The Osprey is awesome. I like the Osprey. Now, the downside to the Osprey is that it has a very poor pressure rating. So when you buy the 9mm can, it's only capable of handling 35,000 PSI, which sounds like a lot, but 5.56 is between 52 and 68,000 PSI, depending on the load. Things like 357 Magnum is way too much. In fact, 5.7 by 28 technically exceeds the pressure rating for the Osprey can. So you'd have to run like a 45 Osprey, but even those aren't pressure rated. So you would need a traditional can if you want to run multi-cal. You can run 22s, 22 Magnums. 22 Magnum doesn't exceed the pressure rating, but you have to be careful with what you fire out of it. I've fired a 5.56 out of my Osprey, and it bulged the side because the Osprey is literally held together with 2 screws through the end of it. Hang on a second, let me grab it since it's not on a gun. Stay there. Stay there. So most suppressors use the entire body, a threaded cap on the end, and then it's held together because it's usually a single to multi-piece. If it's a multi-piece like a 36M hybrid, it has multi-pieces on it, but they're all screwed together. A Osprey literally uses those 2 screws that run the entire length down to about here to hold this whole thing together. So when we fired 5.56 through it, it bulged up here. So the sides of the suppressor both bulged out. We were able to force it back together, but yeah, this suppressor is not a pressure, not able to handle a lot of pressure because of the way it's held together. It's literally held together on the bottom, and it's just the mechanical fit of it. There is the tube going down the center of it, but that's not structural. That is just the baffles. So you got to keep that in mind. But it looks cool. It has an offset barrel height so that you can run supposedly factory mags or factory sights with it. And it just looks cool as hell because it's in every video game. When they were new, they were $1,000 suppressors. Plus you had the tax stamp. So when this was new, it was like a $1,100 suppressor. They're much cheaper now. I think they're down to like $700, and without a tax stamp, they're literally 700 plus tax now. So that's pretty good. I want other cans, but I also want to be able to pay my bills. So subscribe. We're going to be putting more gun content and car content on this channel. I have to do the reviews on those 3 guns, including that Springfield. That isn't mine. Literally, when I moved in here, I was cleaning out boxes, and that gun was sitting in a tote. So I contacted the owner of the property. He showed me his serial number registry for the gun. So that actually is my landlord's gun. But he lives in another state, so I got to send it off to him. But yeah. The sound deadening on this is really impressive. Hey, Max, what is up, child? Also, I've noticed I've been calling my dog Kiddo lately. I don't know why. Suppressor. But yeah, let me show you this. Let me show you these guns a little bit closer too. It auto-translated it on my phone. That's too hilarious. So this was at my buddy's pawn shop. It is a 320 AXG Carry. So the AXGs have... What the hell, dude? It's like the light just doesn't want to work. So the AXGs have removable grip modules, steel frames, and they have a round button, and it's actually set up to be a lefty's gun. I'm fine with goofballs. What the hell? I don't know why it's blocking people's stuff. So, yeah, just come on in and say hi. But yeah, when it was at the shop, it had no optic on it. It's got the original cover plate for it, but I noticed that the plate that it had is an acro plate, and the Burris Fastfire E uses the acro mounting system. So I was like, oh, I wonder if it'll fit on there. And it does. So that gun automatically got a Burris Fastfire E that used to be on my Dan Wesson DWX. But that is normally like, what, a $900 gun, $800 gun? $799 used, and then it probably runs about $900 new because it's the AXG Carry back before Sig had all its problems. I'll get my other phone and check the modded shit. What? Check the modded what shit? You're not a mod. But yeah, so I like that gun. It looks pretty cool, and I don't own an AXG. I've never owned an AXG. The closest I had was the Spectre Comp Blackout that I sold. You're not modded, dude. I would know if you're a mod on my channel. Oh, you have a different account, you mean? No, I don't know who you are by your name, brother. Sorry. Who this? Who that? New phone. Oh, Justin. Gotcha. No, man, I've never seen that @ symbol. Sorry, bro. Damn, I wish I would have come to you before I got my 5.56 can. Just got my Q Southpaw Friday and took it to the range yesterday. It's okay. Nothing great, especially for the price. I would have gone with the Hybrid 36M. I know it's weird that I like Silencer Co. stuff, but their shit works, man. If you want it quieter, you get the Hybrid and you just add sections to it. But hey, you know what? Suppressors have no tax stamp, so buy more. I wonder if I leave that light there, if it'll stay on. There you go. There, now there's a light behind me, blowing out my white balance. That is, this my soon-to-be modded account for not this type of stuff. What do I prefer, Canik CZP-10 or Canik Meta? Honestly, I would go with the Meta. You are right, Justin. Monetized, not modded, so. Well, it's modded now, motherfucker. Type something. But yeah, what's coming up with the channel? Oh, so when I picked up those ones, I left a couple of my other guns because, again, I don't have money, but I can leave stuff. There you go. Now you're modded again, bro. He also had a Titan 25 ACP that I am going to pick up when I go back to get my Wilson eventually for $100. Damn it. Thank you, bro. Well, that way you don't have to grab your other phone. Hey, Rocky, you want to play catch? Ready? No, I'm just kidding. You don't want that. It's too heavy. That would hurt. How about a milk bone, though? Should I give him a milk bone? Yeah, it's a little 25 ACP in the kind of same vein as my Colt Jr. was. Come on. I'll give you some schnackies. Good boy. You sure you don't want to come over here and sit with me? You sure you don't want to come sit with me? Come on. Come sit with me. Come here. Come here, I'll give you $1. Come here. Come here. He's being weird tonight. For that price, I would have got it as well. So he was cleaning it, right? And he was like, I was doing the paperwork. If he had said it before I finished, I would have just taken it now. But he didn't tell me until after he'd done my paperwork. So I'd already gotten the approval for the other 2 guns. And he's like, hey, do you want a Titan? I'm like, it all depends on the price. He's like, yeah, $100. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I paid him for it, but I'm not going to pick it up until I get my Wilson Combat out. Kimber, that is all. Yeah, as long as you are capable of maintaining and polishing out a Kimber, they are excellent guns. Kimber has yet to send me a gun, so Kimber, get off your fucking asses and send me some guns. Daria Arms, of course, they sent me the TM22 that's sitting behind me. There you go. That's a light. That's a better angle. So they sent me that TM22. And Gerson is sending me their new CMX, which is a 4.25 version of the Match X, which is actually technically a version of the Match S because it's not the comped. So I'm waiting for that. That'll be cool to check out because it'll be another 2011 in the collection. We are still doing the giveaway. So if you buy a hoodie for $60, I will be giving away a TSOS 2011. It is a used one. I've done videos on it. It's on this channel. If somebody wants to go and find it, the TSOS BR9, and put the link in the comments, that would be helpful. Probably get my son that 22. I got a discount code. Do I got a discount code? I will have to check. I don't know if I have a discount code. I mean, it's a $200 rifle already. M&P Shield X, what do you know? I've held one. I mean, it's cool. I'm not a big fan of smaller guns. The only reason I have the AXG Carry is because it was on sale. Literally the only reason I own any of my 320s right now is because they were all extremely cheap. I know, but I'm cheap. Children are our future, motherfucker. Yeah, like we were talking over on the Twitch side. If you don't know, I also stream on Twitch when I'm playing video games. We were talking over there. So I listed on Facebook yesterday that I'm doing discounted work, repair work. I was a mechanic for 20 years and a body shop owner for 10 years. I'm deciding to use, I have a 3,000 square foot shop that I'm using for nothing. So I put out that I do discounted work, budget friendly repairs is how I listed it. Lycan comes in with the donation. Thank you. So I listed that I'm doing budget-friendly work, and I got flooded. 55 messages the first day. I already set up 3 appointments. But the problem is the number of people that are fucking cheap is incredible. Yeah, there it is, Air Max. So it was at my buddy's pawn shop, right? I saw it when I saw the Beretta 90-2. So I picked that up, and then I picked that up. I traded a couple of my guns towards it, so I didn't actually pay any cash out of pocket. In fact, I walked away with like $500, which just goes towards my rent and shit. But yeah, so I got the AXG Carry. That's my old Burris Fastfire, though. I just put that on there because I had it laying around. The gun already had the acro mount sitting on top of it. Hey, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. So it already had an acro mount on there, and the Burris Fastfire E uses the acro mount. So it was kind of like Kismet. It was meant to be because I didn't have another acro mount to mount that optic on anything else because my DWX had a custom mount for the acro that wasn't usable across different things. Yeah, 320s are nice, and then the fact that it's the AXG with the removable grip panels and the flat face trigger and the beaver tail on it, and it's a metal frame. I called it steel frame earlier. It's not. It's aluminum frame, but it's the fact that it's a full metal gun. So I've got the X5 Legion, which is a tungsten polymer mix. I sold my Spectre comp to Stonehaven. Stonehaven's probably going to buy my Night Stalker back, which is cool. And then we'll see what's going to happen. I don't know if he's going to do that one. Just did the same thing. Sold my Sig 226 Legion. It's easy Scorpion. It'll afford the 211. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't sell my guns. I just pawn them because my guns are kind of goofy and weird and shit. Like one of the ones I did was one of my para ordinances and a couple of my other guns. But yes, I've done that in the past as well. I actually sold my STI Grandmaster in order to get a bunch of my guns back. Is it worth trying out a 226 for my needs or don't bother? They rack a little heavy, so if racking is an issue, 226s rack, they have a heavier spring in them. But other than that, they shoot amazing. They're probably the best shooting SIG outside of a 210. So if you want the ultimate SIG would be a 210 Target, but they're like $2,000. They're not worth it. If they were $800, a 210 would be worth it all day long. My X5 Legion, my full-size X5 Legion is probably my favorite SIG gun right now. And I have several, obviously. Roger, thanks. I sold my 226 Elite Stainless to Stonehaven. He actually tried offering me that back for my Night Stalker, but if I'm going to sell him the Night Stalker back, I kind of just want the money. So, yeah, I'm using my phone and a laptop in order to read off of. No fucking way. All right, apparently my Tabor live stream is still going. Hold on a second. Oh, no, it's not. It's okay. It's okay. I knew that was going to happen. The light just fell. It's fine. I definitely had seller's remorse letting my 226 go, but the 211 is worth it. 226 Legion was smoothest shooting, non-comped handgun I had shot. Yeah, I haven't shot the 211. I've held the 211 and I wanted 211, but I can't justify the $2,500 price. I don't pay full price for anything ever. Have you noticed the 320s going down in price? Like, what would an AXG carry price be in this present market? Mind you, I don't own any shadows, lol. So 320s are much cheaper than they used to be. I don't think they're still declining. So I bought an M17 military issue M17 for $250 because a lady was panic selling it. Put it on consignment at my buddy shop for $250. I paid $400 for an AXG carry. So that was extremely good price because that's normally an $800 gun. So I paid $400 for it because it's used, but it came with its original box and it has the acro mount already on it. So I got a $50, $60 plate for free too. What's my favorite gun of all time to shoot? If you're talking about just in terms of like the shootability of the gun, mostly it would probably be something like my Gerson Match X, my custom build. 1911s and 2011s in general are my favorite guns to shoot. I will take a 1911 or a 2011 over any other gun anytime. The CZ75 lineup is a close second. A lot of people ask me if I would take a Browning. No, Brownings actually are too small for my taste. They don't feel right. You know what I mean? When you like a 1911 and you pick up a Browning, even though they're designed by the same person, they're completely different guns. A lot of people are like, oh, they're the same. No, they're not. They're fucking completely different. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Browning high power. I know that's sad to say, but it's true. A competition Browning high power, that's another thing. A single action, like flat face trigger competition, Browning high power, I would take. In fact, I traded Stone to a CZ75 and something else for a Belgian high power that I had sold him, and I gave the high power back to my friend as a Christmas gift. Be right back. Want to see all his grandma to say goodnight. The boy wants to say goodnight to his grandma. You tell him to show the utmost respect when speaking to Gram Gram. Gram Gram gets all the respect. If you don't respect your Gram Gram, you suck. So my local store keeps putting stuff. So Martin's in Winchester, they do like a clearance thing like Target now. So they take food that's like damaged packaging and stuff, and they drop the price down to nothing. It's incredible, dude. I got freaking, I'm buying exclusively from that, man. Cheez-Its for $2. Name brand food. Because like the seal is broken. It's chocolate. You can't eat it. Come here. You haven't shot at 211 yet, you can shoot mine anytime. I'm right up the road near Martinsburg. Also, your Tabor streams now have me shopping for VR. Spend the $500, get a Quest 3. They have the best lenses. They have 4K pancake lenses that don't suffer the lenticular problem. Come here. Come here. Get up here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Get up. Come here. Up. Come here. Up. Up. Come here. Come on. Come on. You got this. Come on, buddy. So he's having a day. He had a bit of a bad day today. So they showed off the GT4, a smaller 2011. I need to find out when the NRA show is this year because I'm taking Rocky, which means I'm going to be the fucking star of that show. But I'm also going to make as many connections as I can with as many manufacturers this time. These are weird shoes that he likes. Okay, go ahead. So I have my bed on the floor in front of the on the other side of the camera, and he really prefers to sit there instead of the couch. Subscribe to the Jimmini Show. I'm a console guy, no PC. What do you recommend? Quest 3 can run it standalone. Quest 3 you have the Meta Store, Oculus Store, and you can just run a lot of VR games that way. GT4 and GT5 dropped. Only problem is they're both going to be 2,000 or more. Yeah, some of the high-end stuff tends to be a little expensive. The Tavor looks great. So, like I was telling you on the live stream, I had to turn it around because the charging handle makes it try to fall off the wall. John is going to, I'm going to take it over and have him do the transfer for you. You may have to resend me the information for the shop it's going to go to, or I'll have to call them and get them. But yeah, I'm also going to use him for my incoming transfers because I'm not driving 75 miles to Harrisonburg anymore. It looks good like that. Thank you. You're welcome, dude. And I'm just going to throw your upper and your covers for the rails in the box. I'll retext it to you. All right. You do that. Hold on a second. All right. So the thing with Facebook is you have to update your ad every day. So like I didn't re-up it today because I have 3 jobs waiting this week. I'm waiting for them to show up. That should be fine. Thank you. Yep, no problem, dude. Ow, I just hit my thigh. Boop. I'm quieter because I have a silencer on me. Hold on a second. Look how big his fucking ears are. When he's curious about something, his fucking ears are huge. What is it, buddy? Are you looking at me like I'm insane because of the way I'm sitting? Here. Come on. Up. Right here. You want to smell it? Smells like fun, doesn't it? The Scar is $1,200 rifle at best. Agreed. 100% agree. Wow, there was a can on your hat. Yep. Come here. Come here. Hup. Come here. Hup. 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 Get up. Erp. Hey. How you doing? Ooh, eat. Ooh, eat. Ooh, eat. Ooh. See, I got his hands. Who's a good boy? Huh? Who's a good boy? All right. Yeah, I'm going to pet you a little bit. That'll get you interested. Yeah, it's funny when his ears actually fully perk up because they look like this, man. His ears are bigger than his head. What does a fox say? Yip, 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 yip. After $500 cash rebate, thank you, grab a gun. You're 15p. I worked on figuring out the irrigation system for about an hour and no luck. I'm telling you, dude, just grab a bottle of water and just go out there really slowly. It'll also give you private time when you're trying to water your entire lawn with a 20-ounce bottle of water. Oh, you got for the Scar 15? Nice. Yeah, the Scar does nothing for me, man. You guys know me. Those of you that have known me for a while know I am not a long gun guy. I'm fucking with long gun stuff because I have to. Because I need to for the channel. The full video for that comes out tomorrow, and I'm going to batch film these 3 guns and put those up this week, but they're going to come out Friday, Tuesday, and Friday, or Friday, Tuesday, and Friday next week. What is your dog's name? He's absolutely adorable. His name is Rocky McManus Jackson Stone. So 3 of my previous loyal people all chipped in together and named him. Although I'm just calling him Rocky Stone right now because Stonehaven is the only one that consistently shows up anymore. But yeah, come here. Up, up. Get up here. Get up here. No, over here. Over here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Why are you being a dick? So he's actually my service dog, and he's a good boy. But he's had a day. He freaked out today at the bookstore because there was too many people. And it was like a bunch of, and I'm not saying it to be derogatory towards them, but there were a bunch of special needs people, like it was a field trip or something. And they kind of went nuts over Rocky and panicked him. And then he kept on getting tangled up in a kind of a rope thing. You know how at the movie theaters they make the walkway out of the standing thing with the ropes that go between them? He knocked one over. Don, what's up? What's up, everybody's? Rocky is just under 2 years old. Well, he's way under 2 years old. He'll be 2 years old in June, and end of May. Snucka, what's going on? K9, what's up? I screwed some guns into the wall for fun, so yeah. Yeah, no, he'll be all right. But man, it was pretty interesting. He was huddling in a corner to get away from people, which he normally doesn't do. Thank you for the bronze medal. I appreciate that. For those of you that haven't been here in a while, yes, live streams are back on YouTube. I'm still doing them on Twitch as well. I'm diversifying my income streams, but yes, so I'm doing them here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays again. The Twitch streams, I tend to do those during the day when I'm bored. Just something to do. And then, okay, you farted again. I thought it was the sock, but you fart really bad, dude. Are you tired? Look at him. He's contemplating life. But yes, so we're doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a 2011, a TSOS BR9. If somebody can go into my video library and find it and get the link for the video for the BR9 that I did. SDS and I have worked together on a lot of guns. They sent me that gun last year as a test gun. I'm done with the testing of it. I've shot a bunch of rounds through it, so I'm going to be giving that gun away. Now, it's YouTube. I cannot just give a gun away. You can't buy raffle tickets, things like that. But what you can do is if you support the channel by buying a hoodie, you automatically get entered into the giveaway. There's only going to be 50 tickets. 3 of them are already sold. So there's 47 chances left. You buy a hoodie for 60 bucks. You get a high quality hoodie with my logo on it, and then you get a free entry into a gun. 60 bucks is pretty much, it's actually less than a lot of the guys going rates for hoodies anyway, and that also covers your shipping. So it's free shipping, so that's $8 to $12 depending where you are. So you're basically for like 48 bucks getting a hoodie and a chance to win a 2011. You're gonna buy a hoodie, and so is Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse. Your husband, Mr. Mouse, drunk mouse, your husband. That's fine. So basically, look at it that way. So there's gonna be roughly 45 chances left. I'll do the drawing after we sell them all. After we pre-sell half of them, they'll get produced, but they won't ship until all 50 are purchased. So hopefully it takes less than a month to get everybody entered and give them away. But yeah, there's 50 tickets basically. So 50 entries will be given out. It also means the hoodies are going to be a limited run. I'm going to have large, extra large, 2XL, and 4XL. So those are going to be the 4 sizes available. We're going to do 12 of each size, and 3 of each will be in different colors. So 3 colors, excuse me. God damn, my brain isn't working. So we'll do gray, white, army green, and black. I can order a few mediums, especially if your wife is gonna order one. I can order a couple of mediums. That's why I want to sell them first, get everybody's entries locked in, and then I will get them all made. Yes, sorry, I did know. Yes. So if I do 12 of each, that'll leave a few mediums. I may get a few extra hoodies made just to have extras, but there's only 50 entries into the gun. You have to pay through Cash App. You can't pay through YouTube because YouTube takes 40%. You think she's going to order one? You think you're going to need a double XL? Yeah, I got to order a couple extra anyways because I want some for myself. Not sure. We'll let you know. All right. K9 just bought it. I sold my Scorpion to my buddy for $1,000. It had a binary and a brace, but other than that, nothing special. Fun. Scorpions I hear are fun. I'm not a PDW. I'm an AR guy, AK guy, but I don't worship them. My AR is now done. You guys have seen my custom AR. It's got an HK MR556, which is the civilian version of the 416 piston-driven upper. It's got a custom PSA lower with binary trigger, custom stippling, custom internals. Yeah. We need a 2011 Flux Raider. That would be kind of cool. But anyways, all the way back to what I was talking about with the T-Sauce with the giveaway gun. So that is the BR9. That's a gun they gave me last year. I don't mind giving that one away because they also sent me the Mac 9 double stack. So that's the current favorite of mine from SDS. And that one's got one of my optics and shit on there. So that one's fine. But what I'm going to be doing is he mentioned that they might be able to get me old T&E samples. So they're not going to be new. But, if you're spending almost nothing and you're getting a chance, if you spend 60 bucks and you win a $1,200 gun, you should be happy. AG, what's up? Do you do your own reloading? No, I do not. I don't have the desire to become addicted to reloading. A lot of the people I know that do reloading and they do it seriously, they are addicted to it. All I hear them talking about is, oh yeah, you got to use this and this and this. And you got to. I can't do it. I can't afford it. I have a super addictive personality when it comes to learning things. I'm addicted to learning. So if I started reloading, I would turn into one of those guys. I'd be like, yeah, I've got 14 different 9mm dies just in case I want it to curve left 16 feet after leaving the barrel while using 121 grains of high explosive powder and replacing the standard primer with a full-size primer rifle primer. So Scar 15 prices nowadays, I don't know. They're discontinued. I think they brought them back again though, but they're too much, man. They're too much. A Scar is not worth anything. The movers put my press and stand in the den, and I haven't messed with it in over a year. Nice. You have an extra single stage reloading press to send to Joe. Don't do it. I'm the same way, man. Learning a new hobby or project is weeks deep diving. So I'm very much a do it and figure it out while you're doing it kind of a guy. I'm kind of like that Mark Cuban, Bill Gates kind of mentality. There are so many people I know, and I'm not accusing anybody of doing it. If you're one of these people, it is what it is. You do what you do. But if you are, if you're one of those people that looks at an upcoming project, or you're thinking about doing something, and all you do is you find reasons why it won't work. Oh, I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. You and I are not going to get along that well. Nothing tires me faster than listening to somebody complain about why they can't do something. There are many, many reasons why you can't do something. There's only one true reason: because you don't fucking really want to. There is almost nothing that a civilian person, you, me, the guy down the street, there's almost nothing that we can't just do. If you have any sort of spatial reasoning, if you have any sort of ability to see two objects and know how they interact, you can do literally anything. Anybody can do anything. I have no doubt about that. Yes, there are some people that are better at things than others. I toot my fucking horn. I'm better at a lot of things than most people. But there are areas that I'm deficient, such as lying to people like a politician, or, porn. I'm not good at making porn. The last time I tried, I had the camera facing the wrong way, so all you saw was the inside of my left nostril. But anyways, don't go to my OnlyFans. Same way, man. Learning a new hobby, weeks deep diving. Well, I'm glad I don't know people like that. It sounds exhausting. The problem is, Drunk, you know a lot more people like that than you think. There are so many people out there that are just fucking, oh, I can't do this people. And those are the people that you need to just kind of let them say what they're going to say and just fucking do it. So, there are stories I can't tell because the people that sometimes watch these videos, like my father was watching the beginning of this live stream, and my buddy Daniel watches some of these live streams. So sometimes I want to tell a story that might seem derogatory towards people I know, and I don't want to do that. So, but basically, yeah, I live my life a quarter mile at a time. No, I live my life by the principle of, if I think I can do it, I'm going to try to do it. And then if I succeed, whoopity fucking ding dong. But if I don't, I learn. The old Shia LaBeouf, just do it. Kinda. I learned that lesson when I started becoming a mechanic way back in the day. So I used to pay people to do all my work. I was just like anybody else. I would take my car to a mechanic. I'd be like, here, it needs spark plugs. I'll pay you $400 to put in spark plugs. But unfortunately, my boss had discounts with a mechanic that sucked. So most of the time, I'd send my car to him and it would come back almost right. And I'd wind up having to have our mechanic fix it. So it didn't make sense. And then one day I went up to get something out of my car. I've shown the picture of my old race car on the channel. So I had that car up there and somebody was trying to steal something out of it. And I watched them walk back into the building. And I literally told them, that's it, you're fucking done. The last car of mine he worked on, I had a 1990 Mercury Cougar Super Coupe. Mercury Cougar Super Coupe. Remember the Thunderbird Super Coupes with the 3.8 supercharged V6s? I had the Mercury Cougar, which was one of 1,000 cars, very rare. Needed head gaskets because 3.8 Ford motors back then had terrible head gaskets. So I sent it to him. I buy a supercharger. He goes to put it together. They start it up, and there's this super loud metallic clanking. They had managed to drop a bolt into the supercharger. It damaged the vanes on the supercharger, and the bolt made it into the engine and destroyed a head and a piston. So that was the last time I let anybody really work on my cars. And yeah, so I'm done. Exactly what happened to me first time at like 17, went to get my brakes done. They told me 400 something, laughed, walked out, did it myself. Yep. Yoko, what's up? Yukon, sorry. Ouch. Yep. Militant, what's up? So, yeah, they told me after they started, they're like, yeah, we started it and we heard it. And I had just had those heads redone because I had a bad head gasket. So I had the heads cleaned, decked, and shaved. Yeah. More on tools, but I still have those tools and learned so much about them. Yep. Militant, not much, dude. Just kind of sitting here. So I put out a Facebook post. I'm doing budget-friendly repairs out of my shop. Obviously, I'm getting the assholes who think they're going to take advantage of it. I have one guy that was like, hey, I can drop my car off on Saturday. It needs exhaust manifold gaskets, a broken bolt, and a O2 sensor, and I need it back same day. Did they make it right? Nope. Don't pay $800. Tell your buddy $650. If he fights it, you might as well get a brand new Springfield Kuna for $1K. Yeah, well, the problem is a lot of people take too much pride in their used stuff. Also, do me a big favor. Thank you for telling somebody else. Be careful when you talk about prices. Don't talk about your own gun when you're talking about prices. Do me that big favor. YouTube removed another one of my videos today because they're using. This is another thing too. If you're a YouTuber and you're having this issue, I want to start a class action lawsuit against them. So in order for something to become defamation, for me to say that YouTube is defaming me, it requires third-party acknowledgement of the offense. So what they're doing is they're simply removing my content. They're taking the content down, claiming in the emails and the takedown on my channel that they are removing it for facilitating the sale of firearms. Number one, this is an 8-year-old fucking video, and they're trying to claim that I'm using it to sell guns now. But what they're doing is they're taking down the video. They aren't giving me warnings, and they're not giving me strikes. They've taken down 6 videos in the last 30 days. Because they don't give me warnings and they don't give me strikes, if you search on the channel, the video is just gone. It doesn't say this video was removed for violating community guidelines, expressly facilitating the sale of firearms. If that was to appear on the website, if my channel got a strike and you could visibly see, oh, it was removed for facilitating the sale of firearms, I could legally sue YouTube and Google for defamation because they're accusing me of doing something, but it requires a third party to see it. Now, I could publish the takedown notices, but since YouTube didn't do it, it doesn't count as defamation, which is their way of getting to take down my content without being held responsible for what they're doing. And in their mind, they're like, oh, well, we're just taking down your content. We're not giving you warnings. We're not giving you strikes. We're not punishing you. We're just taking down your videos slowly. And they're working their way through my catalog. Most of the videos, all the videos expressly, have been 6 to 8 years old that they're taking down. The problem is, Mouse, I can't move forward on the class action unless I have multiple channels that will go into the class action with me, because me making these claims by myself would be too difficult to prove. But if we had 20 gun channels that were all getting hit the exact same way, they're taking down my videos without giving me warnings, without giving me strikes. The policy on YouTube is if your video egregiously violates terms of service, they remove the content, they give you a warning, strike, and then they give you a second strike, then they give you a third strike. They are not giving me any warnings, no strikes, because they don't want me to be able to sue them. The way they're doing it right now is so close to being illegal that it is frustrating because it's technically not illegal what they're doing, but it's so immoral and unethical that they should fucking be ashamed. You get a lot of money when they settle. Dude, for the life of me, I can't comprehend the YouTube terms of service when it comes to firearms. I don't make vids. Can you tell me they harass you for chat comments too? So if you get into a comment section, right? So let's say that you are talking about your personal firearm and somebody else comes into the chat and you discuss possibly selling your gun to somebody else, even though you're on my channel, I can get taken down because you're trying to sell a gun through my channel. Now, not saying you actually are, but when you discuss it in a very transactional way, it can cause them to have issues. I can tell you MSRPs, I can tell you values, I can tell you what I would sell a gun for, but I can't use anything that would be construed as transactional. YouTube sucks. It's potentially about to get stupid here in Virginia. No, what you're looking at, unfortunately, this state has short-term memories. The last time we went this way, although now they have both houses, they're trying to blanket pass all these laws. They tried it in 2019. That's why I have my lower. So they're trying to blanket do all this shit because they know they won't get it, but they'll get 2 or 3 concessions. No, I didn't see it, Airmax. It must have been held, and I don't want you to post the giveaway video. What I want you to do is find the actual video for the TSOS BR9. If you can find the actual video for that, and then post that up here. Mouse, so we flipped government again. We went from Republican to Democrat. So, but House and Senate both did. So, Youngkin spent his whole term trying to reverse all of these red flags. We got private sales back, and that cannot be overturned because that's a permanent injunction. But because it has gone that way again, they're trying to ban all AR-15s. They're trying to ban concealed carry weapons. They're trying to conceal the high-capacity magazines. They're trying to ban pretty much anything that isn't a bolty. Will you do a video on your Wilson whenever I can get it out? Yes. Let me know when you file that class action. I'll be the first to jump on board. Do you have that same problem on your channel? That's the problem. You can't jump onto a class action if they haven't done the same thing to you. JS, what's going on? They're trying to make it like California. They would like to, but in 2019, that's what they did as well. So in 2019, we were blue, red, whatever. I hate politics. But anyways, it was the same situation in 2019. Youngkin came in after 2019, and that's why it didn't get worse. But in 2019, they tried to ban literally 215 different styles of semi-automatic rifles. So they tried to ban almost, holy shit, his eye is twisted so far back in his head. He's breathing. Sorry, but they tried to ban all semi-automatic box-fed magazine guns. So ever since that whisker was torn out of his head, he sleeps with his eye open. You see how his eye is fucking rolled back completely? Sorry, it was, hello, how are you? But yeah, so what they wound up getting was they made it so you can no longer do online classes to get your CCW. Private sales were eliminated. Red flag laws were instituted. So it became pretty fucky. Looks like Rocky ate a few too many edibles. No, yeah, like I said, it's funny, but when he got bit in the head and he pulled out one of those whiskers, he falls asleep with that eye open now. I just bought a P320X compact. Nice. He's so freaking adorable, isn't he? Yeah, no, yeah, it stands for Armalite rifle. The A is the full Armalite part. You bought a 320X compact. I just got the AXG Carry. So nice. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. So it stands for Armalite Rifle. Oh my God, he looks like a fucking demon.
I want to eat your soul. I want to eat your soul.
You hear the way he's breathing? He's about to start kicking too. Everybody says he's cute until he looks like he's about to kill you. Yeah, so the optic on there is the Burris Fastfire that used to be on my it used to be on my Dan Wesson DWX, but yeah, those screws are not in the gun. Those are the screws holding up the gun. But yeah, that used to be on my DWX. So when I picked up this gun, it already had an acro mount on it. So I was like, shit, if my Fastfire fits on it. If it fits, it shits. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah. It's not a true acro. It's the Burris's Fastfire E, so it's their version of an acro. I don't know, JS. I literally got it today. He's dreaming. Leave his adorable butt alone. I don't wake him up when he dreams. In fact, he doesn't wake up very easily when he dreams. Also, he doesn't sleep enough because he's a service animal. He spends all of his time watching me. But yeah, he'll start kicking his little paws here when he really starts. Look at these big ass paws. Oh, sorry, I woke him up. Now you have dog penis. I don't know why he does that. Used? Yeah. It was $400. $400 for an AXG Carry with a freaking acro mount already on it. Love your guns. I wish I had more. Buy some hoodies so I can afford more guns. I want to get my Wilson Combat out of layaway. So, steel, yep. No, it's the only reason I got it because so I went to, oops, sorry. So I went there a couple of weeks ago, right? And they had that Beretta 90-2 on the wall. 90-2s are actually hard to get nowadays. They're very rare. And it has the front dust cover, rail cover on it, which I thought was cool, which is hard to find. I have to find a box, but I found just like a generic original Beretta box for $30. How to pick out a hoodie. You have to email me because you have to pay it through Cash App because YouTube takes 40%. You got yours for $350. That's a good deal, man. 320s are a pretty solid price. But so when I went to the pawn shop, I saw that gun first because they had it on the wall for like $500, and I noticed that it was an AXG because it's got the grips and stuff in it. So I was like, let me see that real quick. And right when he handed me that, I saw that gun too. So I was like, oh shit, that gun is more important to me. So I wound up putting that one on layaway. And then I took 3 of my guns over there today and put those in on Hawk to afford those 2 guns because I need 2026. I need new guns to be able to do videos on. So now I have that gun and that gun. So, and then I also bought a 25 ACP Titan. And I know it's not the old wall where I had 40 guns plus on there. I apologize. I'm sorry, but we'll get there someday. I got a Canic Combat. Nice. Like you order one, can you keep it or do you have to transfer to yourself? Always wondered as an FFL, can you just transfer? Can you keep it? So when you get your FFL, the ATF is very specific. When they come out to visit your site and make sure that you have safety, your safes, all that shit, and they do the rundown on how you're supposed to operate, they specifically tell you, and FFL does not give you carte blanche to just buy guns for yourself. So, like, when I started the store, I couldn't just order whatever I wanted because I wanted to keep them. Now, I'm allowed to do my own background checks, and I can buy guns for myself that I put into my name, but I can't do it to collect guns. That's not what an FFL license is for. On Hawk, yeah. So I will pawn my guns instead of selling them because I have friends in the pawn industry, so I can borrow $1,000 and only have to pay $10, $20 in interest. So it's not like when you're paying a 200% or most of the time. So like if you borrowed, let's say for a round number, you borrowed $1,000, they charge you $100 in interest a month. Most of my buddies who own shops give me breaks on my interest, so I usually get better stuff. WS, so. Hold on a second. So there you go. Hold on, I'm going to pin it. So when you go to Cash App and you look up my name, you'll see a picture of one of my old computers as my profile picture. I wish I lived near you. That would be fun. Did you get rid of all your guns? No, I got rid of about 85% of my guns. I still have my review samples, guns that were sent to me for review, the Rock Island Square Barrel, the Sig 1911, the T-Sauces, the Gersons. I still have all of those, but 90%, 85 to 90% of my guns had to go away. I had to drop $3,000 in December for Rocky because he got a growth on his face. And then I had to drop about $8,000 to move into my new place. So. VA will not turn into Illinois because there are still factions and people that can stop and filibuster. It does hurt, dude. Getting rid of that many guns is really shitty. Like, I just sold my Grandmaster Friday on live stream. Gun broker finished on Friday, so I sold my Grandmaster to a guy in New York. Which kind of sucks because I had to sell that gun. That was a good gun, but it was a very expensive gun. So I used that money to put towards some other stuff, bills, guns, insurance, things like that. Had to pay a little bit extra on my car, things like that. Where do you live? I'm in Northern Virginia. Yeah, the wall is gone. So the only guns that go up now, and I have to build out the other section of my garage because it's a completely separated section of my garage that's going to be my offices. I'm going to do gun wall in there, but only 2026 guns. So you'll only see new review samples, new gun purchases, things like that. So the Wilson Combat EDC X9 will go up there. My Mac 9 double stack will be up there, things like that. Thanks, man. I got a little something coming your way. I was able to donate here until you mentioned the whole 40% part. You're a book of firearm knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Found the B9R review, but it appears the links are blocked in here. Oh, shit. I'm trying to think of how we can share it. You know what? I think I can find it. Hold on. I think if I do it, it'll allow it. Air Max, why are you not a mod, by the way? Here, try it now if you have it. See if you can add it. There it is. All right, yeah, making you a moderator allowed it to happen. What was your favorite all-time pistol? That changes kind of. I will say that right now my favorite all-time pistol is my daily carry gun, which is my Para Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Um, what was it he was trying to do? I had him put up the BR9 review video that I did so that I could use that as the example. Like if people want to do, check out that video for the giveaway. But yeah, most of the ones. What the hell? Hold on. Put user, remove. What the fuck? Oh, replace pin message. There we go. So there you go. The pinned video link is for the gun that I'm giving away. He figured it out, Cody. The problem was he wasn't a moderator, but Air Max has been here. He's been on Twitch. He does everything with me, so he's a moderator now. But yeah, so that's the gun I'm giving away. What the fuck was I saying? I don't know words. But yeah, what do I have to do to win it? You have to buy a hoodie. YouTube terms of service and federal law states that you can't do a raffle for a gun because I'm not a nonprofit. But what I can do is I can give away the gun with no purchase necessary. So if you buy a hoodie, you get a free entry into the gun giveaway. It's $60. That includes free shipping on the hoodie. So basically, you're buying the hoodie for like 40 something bucks, and then you get the entry for the gun. There's 50 tickets available originally. 3 of them were already bought, and Drunk is buying 2, one for him, one for his wife. You have a picture of the hoodie and size. No, I don't. I can tell you that you guys know my normal Jimmini Show shirt, how it says Jimmini Show on the side here. So the hoodies are going to have the Jimmini Show on the front, and it's going to have the Gadsden flag on the back saying "Don't tread on me." So it'll have a Gadsden flag. It won't be the full flag. It'll just be like just the snake and the word "Don't tread on me." So that's what it'll be. So we'll have a few mediums available. Then we're going to have large, extra large, double X, and 4X. So I'll have 5 sizes available. We're going to have black, white, gray, and green. It depends, man. Cletus, sometimes you can get a better deal buying online because you can buy in bulk and sometimes you get free shipping and no tax. Actually, though, if you go to a gun show, a lot of times you get a better value on your ammo at a gun show because there are people that literally buy semis full of ammo and just driving them around to shows like up the East Coast, up the central part of North America, on the West Coast, shit like that. I wore my black shirt today. Nice. You picked up a Smith & Wesson 5906. Those are great guns. My buddy's pawn shop still has my old one. That is one of the only time I'm a little angry at my buddy Alex. Alex, you guys know Alex. He did all the Resident Evil guns and the Star Wars Han Solo blaster Mark IV. He frustrated me a little bit because I traded him my 5906 because he said it was his first Smith & Wesson was a 5906, and I'd done some work to it, polished it out, made it really nice. And then he took it back to the pawn shop I bought it from and traded it in instead of giving me the opportunity to take it back. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. But that is the only time he's ever done that, and I explained it to him that there is no embarrassment with coming back to me. If you buy, and since then he's been really good about it. But the problem is he traded to me and then he took it there, got almost nothing, and now they're trying to charge more than I originally paid for the gun. I paid $300 or something for it, did some work to it, and now they want $600 for it. And I'm not paying them $600 for a gun I paid them $300 for. So, so I explained to him, I said, look, man, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed because I would have instantly taken that gun back. I would have given you either the same trade value that you got from them, and I know what he got from them, or I would have given you guns, or I would have done this. I would have been fair with you. So that was the only time that he ever, yes, it is a lot for it. They're just being stupid. That's why they still have it after 6 months. But that's the only time he's ever done anything that kind of frustrated me. Recently, though, we've been doing some trades. I gave him back his Beretta Ghost. He gave me back a 2011 of mine because I was buying the Beretta 90-2, so I didn't need his Ghost anymore. I've traded him rifles for pistols, pistols for rifles. Sometimes he's had guns that he just didn't get a good value from somewhere else, so I'd give him deals. I'd sell him rifles, and then he'd trade them back in. The 1022 Target that I have, that's in the Sharps Brothers chassis, that was in an A-Teams chassis that he bought for me and then traded back in. So it's just, we are very, very, very good with each other. And since Virginia got private sales back, I don't have to do fucking paperwork anymore. So it's just like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. Because we both know each other. Hey, Rocky. You doing okay, buddy? Yeah. There's almost nothing that is cooler to me than when a dog stretch and then they curl their paws. They're like, yeah. Damn, that sucks. It's such a great shooter. It just runs, man. I picked up mine for $530. Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't like shooting it, but I had it for such a reasonable price, and I traded it for a couple of guns with him. Not super expensive. One was like a 300 Blackout with a side folder, and then some other gun. But yeah, it's trades happen. But also I know that the pawn shop he went to took advantage of him. I know they did because when they put the gun into their system to see what it's worth, I know they saw what I paid for it. So then they probably used that to tell him, "Hey, we'll give you crap for it." So he got ripped off because he did that. But after that, he's like, "Oh, I didn't like shooting it because of the grip. The grip it's wider and hits the web of my hand harder. It's just not as comfortable. It's not as thin as I like. I like a thinner grip that kind of tucks right into the edge of my web. I don't like a gun that fills the web of my hand." Is there anything you would not sell? Yes, my custom AR I will not sell because that was a gift. There are some guns that were gifts that I will never sell. My grandfather's 1894 I will never sell. Um, I used to say some of my 2011s I'd never sell, but I have enough of them now that it doesn't hurt to sell them. My Match X will never be sold. I almost sold it to Stone and I backed out. My other 2011s. My custom AR is nice. Yes. So I used to show it off a lot. In fact, Drunk Mouse bought the old upper off of it. It's a $1,700 upper that he's getting, and he got a hell of a deal on it. That upper was from Unique ARs. It's a very high quality upper. So he's getting that. I traded a friend of mine a gun and some cash, and he gave me an HK MR556 upper, which is basically the civilian version of the HK 416 upper. So it's a piston driven upper. So I now have a $2,000 upper on my AR-15 plus all my custom components in it. I'm the 2011 king. No, man, PewView's the 2011 king, but thank you. I switched it out for the original black grips. Yeah, there's a 416 stock rifle online. I was thinking about printing it for your HK. Stock file for what? Shit, I'm back, damn kids. You know, if you beat them, it makes you feel better, but then the courts get involved. Yours had the Hogue grip? Yeah, so mine had the stock grips on it, and I just didn't like it. It's weird. Everybody has different demands for what they do. The grips were it was too wide. The butt stock. Oh, gotcha. With that big hump on the back of it. Yeah, that would have been cool. I could probably find one somewhere too. Right now, it's just running a stock Magpul rear stock. So, yeah, I would like that. So that it's got that cool ass design on it. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, Rocky, you want to smell my stump? There you go. He didn't wake up. Yeah. After playing Ghost of Tabor, I kind of want that. Do you think PLA will be strong enough? Honestly, yeah, it doesn't actually take that much force. 5.56 is not that strong. Plus, it's piston. What is up? Not much, man. What's up with you? What up, Doe? What up, Doe? Why aren't you sleeping on the bed? I put the bed down so that you can sleep on it. You want it in black? Yes. Wait, can you do it in tan? Because I've got the Geisley front handguard is tan on mine. Can you do it in tan? By the way, how's your leg? Terrible. Not healing at all. Trying to get a business off the ground while you have a hole in your foot makes it difficult to sit around and doing nothing. That's also why I'm trying to raise funds. So that's what SDS. So Jared over at SDS. I'm kind of putting him on the spot. He had mentioned this, and I'm waiting to hear back from him. But because they can't afford to just write checks to people, obviously they can't be like, "Here's 10 grand. We're gonna make you a story." Their way of helping is to give us some giveaway guns. Give us some guns that I can sell or not sell, but give away with other purchases. So we're doing the first one, which is going to be the hoodies. I may do one on a cheaper gun, like if they give me a tanker or something like that, that I can do with like t-shirts. So the t-shirts would be cheaper, but you still get a chance to win a gun. Things like that. So I'm just waiting, hats, etc. So we could have tiers of guns, but I think a double stack 2011 with a Cat Zero Asili, an optic already on it. It's a $900 to $1,000 gun. It's a fair giveaway for you spending $60. So, thoughts on the Saber 11? I want to get my hands on one. I've sent multiple emails to PSA to get their guns. They don't answer back. Do you eat out? If she's hot enough, yeah. It's like a fleshy color I have, though. Go black. I see great things heading your way. Thank you. Paisley set floating hearts for 10 jewels. Thank you. Rocky, you got a floating heart, dude. Dude, he is halfway in and out. Every time he kind of glances at me, his eye rolls over the other way. Do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button for me. I'm trying to get my shit built back up in the algorithm. The Saber line is solid. Nice. Okay, we'll do the black. Awesome. I appreciate that, Smegula. I appreciate that. Trying to get back into the live streaming thing. But yeah, if you guys can do me a big favor, it works to mess with the algorithm a little bit, especially since they are royally bunking me right now. That's why we aren't seeing a ton of dudes coming in. Hey, man, you got blue eyes. One blue this way, one blue the other way. You look like Sid the Sloth. I used to get live streams where I'd have like hundreds of people getting banned because of that shit. But yeah, right now they aren't. So. Do you have a way of printing moral patches, like for an inexpensive accessory or something? Yeah, I could reach out. I'm pretty sure my guy that's doing the hoodies can get me patches made. I'll ask him. Like button clicked. Hey, Wood, what's up? If you guys don't give me enough likes tonight, I'm going to hold this over you. I'm not giving him any cheese tomorrow. I'm holding my dog hostage. If you don't like this video, he will never get cheese tomorrow. He will have to go the entire day with no cheese. And he loves cheese. And in fact, when we go to the doctor, the nurses give him cheese. They call it the cheese tax. So if you don't hit the like button, he will not get cheese. See, I'm not Dark Side Phil. Oh, I need $100,000 to pay my bills. Fuck that. I just want likes. Not responding to your emails because they're too busy with customer service. Kidding. They're a good company. Built my first few ARs. My custom AR has a Virginia PSA lower. How long does it take for you to get gifts from YouTube? 6 weeks. A whole day without cheese, that's mean. I'm telling you, man. If I don't get 4 more likes before the end of this live stream in 47 minutes, I think that's a doable thing. But yeah, if we don't get them, then I will not... Hey, thank you for the jewels. That's just mean. He's too cute to not pay the cheese tax. Hey, man, it's not my problem. I liked my videos. I buy him cheese. He has cheese every day. And I make sure he has lactose-free milk so that he can have more cheese. So if you want to see my dog get cheese tomorrow, you have to hit the like. But if you don't hit the like, you're a loser because you hate dogs. But yeah, so yeah, do you think I'd run into issues with the plastics and the FN 502 seeing how it's just a 22? I know it's part of the 5 series, but what's the likelihood of, because it's a 22? Much lower. Much lower. The pressure is so low versus the plus, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the 502 a fixed barrel 22 made by Umarex? Um, if it's fixed barrel, then there's literally no issue with the pressures. So I buy the stupid jewels. It still takes 60 days. Yes. That's why when I was encouraging people not to donate, I don't encourage anybody to donate. I don't ask for donations. I don't ask for money. I don't ask for anything. Mainly because you're just paying fucking YouTube. If you wanted to directly contribute to my channel, you could do Cash App. You can do Cash App for $2 if you want, and I would get all of that. So I don't ask anybody to donate, but if you're going to, do it through Cash App because I get it instantly. YouTube doesn't take 40% of it, and then, I don't have to wait 6 weeks. So today is the 16th, which means this month's payment from last month is on its way. I'll get that on the 21st, which means I won't get anything. I will get this entire month's pay won't come through until next month on the 21st. So that's why I say 6 weeks. First plate should be done in about 6 hours. Nice, dude. I hit the like when I came in. Thank you. But no, what it does, your likes, your jewels, your thumbs up, things like that, it contributes to the algorithm. The algorithm is what's important. So when you hit the like button, YouTube's search engine has to go, oh, well, people must like this, so we're going to recommend it. Oh, a lot of people like this, so we're definitely going to recommend it. But if you have 0 likes, no views, shit like that, then YouTube is like, well, we're not going to make any money off of this. The likelihood of people donating on that live stream are so low, we're not going to push the content. So that's the way they look at it. Yeah, if there was a picture of a computer on the screen, then that was the right one. Sorry, I can't open it right now. So, good question. I have no idea. It would make a nice little suppress gun, though. Yeah. Let me check my email. My email will tell me if it came through. Holy shit. Holy shit. WS, what the hell, dude? Holy shit. I just saw it, man. That's ridiculous. Thank you. That's the one also downside to this is when you donate through Cash App, it doesn't show on YouTube. WS donated. He made a big donation. I don't know if he wants me to say it, but thank you. I'm assuming that's for a hoodie too. You want a hoodie, or 2, or 10? So 10 millimeter M&P Performance Center just hit the Massachusetts approved roster. Might have to get one. That would be cool. Don't mention it. I'm telling you, bro, you're the man when it comes to content. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. That means a lot. That buys Rocky food and pays, my internet bill and things like that. So I appreciate that, man. I have heard of Alpha Foxtrot pistols. I've only held the Romulus once. I reached out to them. They didn't have any review samples they could send me. I should reach out and see if they have any old T&E samples that they'd be willing to donate to the channel, to see if they could. They're actually reasonable price. The Alpha Foxtrot Romulus comp is like $1,700, and for a 2011, a straight 2011, that's actually a really solid price. If you look at other guns that are comped 2011s, they're usually in the 2000 plus range. The only comped 2011s that are under that are the Mac 9 double stack, and that's ported, not comped, and then the Match X. So yeah. Justin, we know how you know, Justin. If you want to send yours to me, I'm more of a T&A guy. Mine is tits and estrogen. Why do your farts smell so bad, bro? He's completely unconscious, so he's farting. What did he eat today? Oh, he had 2 big bowls of lactate, so that's probably why he's farting. My boy farts a lot. He's a farter. I'm here for the fun bullshit and the firearms knowledge, and I can always find it on this channel. I appreciate that, man. That's why I made the decision. So last month, before I lost the lease, I decided that I wasn't going to do YouTube lives anymore, and I'm not going to continue that. I am definitely doing YouTube lives again. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm uploading videos again. I'm going to be doing shorts again. I'm going to grow the fuck out of this channel despite what YouTube is doing. Also, because I understand what they're doing now, I have less fear that they're going to fuck with me. So, I got to get some TPU filament for the butt pad. That'll be cool. That would be awesome. He's not farting. It's just deep breathing. He's deep breathing through his anus right now, Haywood. Like my nose just started running from the smell. When I smell a smell like that, I check his breathing to make sure he didn't die. The death farts are always from milk. Goat's milk seems to be much better on their tummies. So I gave him too much. So lactate is lactose free and he drinks fat free. So he drinks fat free, lactose free milk. So it doesn't affect him as bad, but I gave him 2 bowls today. So he normally has about that much. He has a couple of ounces of milk in the morning after we go to the park. But today he was having a rough day. He was not enjoying being my service dog today. So he was panicking, and I kind of got angry with him a little bit, which caused him to get scared of me a little bit. Uh-oh. Oh, that's from when you got it buffed. All right. So I'm having to treat. I gave him the extra treat trying to make him feel better. I just set up Cash App, the death farts. So AG, it is $Jimmini, Jimmini. So that is the tag for Cash App. You would send it in the notes. Give me your full name and address. What did he do that you got upset? I'll also send you a message. All right, Justin. So he has a habit of jumping between the front and the back seat when we go on longer drives. So we had to drive 45 minutes to the bookstore. So I've been hustling books. I'm buying estate sales and I'm buying large bundles of books and stuff. And I'm taking them to a bookstore across town because they pay well for the books. I also get credits that I can use. So I have enough credits that I could buy like expensive Pokemon games without it actually costing me cash when I save them up. Well, he got super excited, so he refused to sit down. He wouldn't sit, he wouldn't lay down. So it kind of got my ire up a little bit. And then I was talking to my AI assistant Gemini, and then I got very angry because Google's AI is designed to protect itself, so it always blames the user. And I got angry at that, so Rocky wasn't happy as that. He doesn't like when I'm getting angry because it drives my blood pressure up. Like when somebody cuts me off in traffic, I have to actively fight the urge to yell, because if I get at it, if I start arguing with somebody, a driver, shit like that, Rocky cowers. So I think his previous owner used to yell a lot. So I try to never be mad with him. But when we got to the bookstore and I let him out, we walked into the store, he just started knocking over the dividers for where you walk through. And that freaked him out, which then freaked me out. Because he did that, I pulled my cart too hard and a bunch of books fell out. So I have a bunch of books on the ground. Some people wanted the cart I was using because I only had a couple of carts. So I had to pick this stuff up. Rocky refused to stay where I put him. Normally he just lays down on the ground in front of me, but because there was a bunch of books on the ground, he refused to stay where I asked him to stay. So he kept walking away to meet people, which he knows he's not supposed to do. So I got my clenched teeth voice. So when I go like this, he knows that I'm being serious. So he got scared and he cowered, and then some special needs kids came in, and it's really hard to get across to special need kids that they can't mess with him. So they tried to mess with him. He's already on edge, so he backs into a corner and just kind of huddles there. So he freaked out. I started freaking out. My heart rate goes nuts. He triggers at that, so he starts barking in the store and trying to pull me to the ground. So just in general, it was not a good experience. It was just like sensory overload for both of us. And then when we got home, I had to go to the grocery store, and he literally pulled me down in the aisle and forced me to sit on the ground because my blood pressure was so wonky that he was worried I was gonna pass out. I have free husky because he's an asshole. Let me know if you want it. Hot. Fuck that. It's rough. I'm sorry that it was a rough day. Budget survival. Yeah, spank the dog. Yeah. So 99.9% of the time, Rocky is great. He's loyal, he's reliable, he listens, but he got so overstimulated today that it didn't go well. And a lot of it is my fault. He reads what I'm feeling, and then he reacts to what I'm feeling, and it caused him to overload, and I didn't handle it right. I got a scam alert. Hold on a second. It might have been because you put your address. I don't know. Hold on a second. Does it say that it might be a scam that you're sending it to me? Was it a picture of my computer? No? Okay, so it should be a picture of a high-end computer. So it should say $ Jimmini, just your address. Yeah, so that wasn't right. So it should be $ Jimmini. Yeah. Are you okay assembling the buttstock? If I send the parts, I think it may need some springs. Yeah, man, I can assemble it. So yeah. So it should look like my profile picture that's on the channel here. You see how it's a picture of an open bench computer? That's what should show up. So, yeah. Yeah. And then if it allows you to go ahead and send it, put your name and address in there so that I can record it. Also, what size you want. Otherwise, you can send me an email at thejimmini@gmail.com. We can work on it later if it doesn't send it that if it keeps telling you it's a scam. He's in cockroach mode now. This is the ultimate sign of trust, according to animal specialists, that when a dog flips over like this and he's fully exposed, when they fully expose their throat and their stomach, this is the ultimate sign. Also, those are his treats, but it's the ultimate sign of trust for an animal to make themselves this vulnerable. You're okay, buddy. He knows when he's being filmed. Also, he got teeth. Don't mess with my dog. He got teeth. I would take you up on that offer, but I have an 11-year-old Norwegian Elkhound mix who is also an asshole. Yeah. So when I got Rocky, also a little bit of the backstory. I'd been looking for an animal for a long time. I wanted a dog because I had high blood pressure. I was having a problem maintaining blood pressure. So everybody was like, oh, you can get an animal. And I've always wanted to own a dog. I have never actually, as an adult, owned an animal that wasn't a fish. So I was looking around. And originally I was going to adopt I was originally going to adopt a chocolate lab that my buddy's wife, who works as a vet, it was being surrendered because it had eaten something and it needed surgery. I was going to adopt that dog. But this company called Labrador Rescue stepped in, and then they were going to be like, oh, it's going to be $2,500 to adopt this chocolate lab. I'm like, screw that shit. So my buddy Sam, you know him on here, Sam Stalker, he came and hung out with me one day, and he's like, hey, man, what's up? And I'm looking at dogs. Check your Cash App. Make sure you get my hoodie order, please. So he shows up. Yes, I did. It is in there. Oh, I see it, and I have your address as well. So Sam comes in and he's like, "Hey man, I only paid $150 for my dog." And I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's already had his shots and everything like that." So we went down to the Warren County Humane Society. If you're in Virginia, that's where to go. Oh, hey buddy. Warren County Humane Society. The first dog I looked at was a Cane Corso pit bull mix. Looked too much like a pit bull. My landlord said, "Hell no," because my company, my building was attached to my store. My apartment was attached to my store. So they're like, "No, our insurance won't cover that. Your insurance won't cover it. You can't have a full pit bull." So also the dog didn't like me much. He was fine with me, but he wasn't enthusiastic to see me. And his name was Guppy. So that wasn't going to work. So I go back 2 days later because I saw Rocky and I'm like, wow, he looks cool. But the notes were like, he doesn't get along with men. He's not trainable. He is housebroken. He knows sit, right? So all these things they were talking about. So all these things we're talking about, and they were like, okay, so here you go. Oh, look at that. Smegula, you're an amazing dude. Thank you very much, bro. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Wow, dude, that's amazing, dude. If it's for a hoodie, send me the address where the hoodie's gonna go in size. So I went back, right, and I met Rocky. They were like, okay, so here's the deal. You're probably gonna have to come back a couple of times. They had just dewormed him or something, and they're like, we'll take him out to the play area. You can meet with them. You can hang out with them. So I walk out there. They walk out there. Rocky runs out there. He's happy. They take him off his leash. He zooms around the park, does his poop, and then they're like, yeah, he's gonna take a lot of work. You may have to come back. He may be skittish. So all I did, I'm standing next to the lady and I just kind of opened my legs and I clapped. Rocky literally came flying up like a rocket behind me, came up behind my leg, between my legs and sat down. And I was like, oh, well, shit. That means I have to take him, right? So I have him for 2 days. And I don't need a hoodie, but thanks. So I appreciate it, man. Let me double check, brother. Yes, I did. Thank you. I see it. I appreciate that. She told me she really likes your OD green color. If it's possible, can we have both of them in OD green? Absolutely, dude. So a medium and a what size? Double X, you said? So yeah. Good, thanks. You're awesome. Yep. I took in a cat. I felt bad for her the next morning. Cat was standing on my nightstand looking at me with a 10-mile stare. Cat looked like he was thinking of ways to kill me. All cats are looking at ways to get at you. So I do the paperwork, right? They're so excited that Rocky's getting adopted. He was there for 2 months because of, I think because of the way they had him advertised, because they were saying he doesn't get along with men. Hey, say hi. Like, he's fine, right? So second day I have him, I take him to the dog park. I take him over to the small dog park for the second day, right? And he does his business. He meets a dog, this little dog about this big. He pees on it, alpha dog shit. We bring him back the next day because he decided he only wants to poop at this dog park, by the way. I have to take him to the dog park every morning because it's the only place he's willing to poop. So I take him back the next day and he's playing. He runs all the way across the field, which is awesome. I want him to play. And I've only had him for 3 days at this point, and I call him back. I'm like, Rocky! He comes flying all the way across the park right to me, jumps into me, and he listens. You're not a man, you're a man-child. You don't count. I am a man-child. But yes, so he came running to me. So then on the fourth day, right? The fourth day we're at my place. It's a large parking lot. that we're in. I let him out of the truck. I'm like, this is either going to go really bad or it's going to go really well. So like he imprinted on me instantly. So like the first night I had him, he's upside down. Like his profile picture on a dog and a dude was 3 hours after I got him home. When he's flipped over upside down and our eyes are looking at each other, that was literally the day I got him. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let's see what happens. I let him out of the Jeep. No, I had the Ram at the time. I let him out of the Ram and he just sits there. And I'm like, all right, come on. So he starts walking with me. And then we walk around the block. My wife and I have always wanted a Cane Corso. They're awesome, man. Regardless of his government name. I was going to change his name, but he responded to Rocky already. So we did a long walk. So from day 4, he doesn't use a leash unless he's at the park. When he goes to the park, oh, he's starting to crawl over towards me. He wants to sit with his head on my lap. But when we go to the park, he has to wear the leash because from the car to the park because he tries to get squirrels. I want a cougar. Helen Mirren. If you're gonna go for a cougar, go for Helen Mirren. Somehow she's keeping that shit tight. So yeah, from day 4, he's been off leash 90% of the time, and then it was a few months after I got him. When was it? Like November or October, I think, when I started training him to be a service animal because I noticed he was responding to my blood pressure changes. So when I realized that he was going to be a good service dog, I started doing all his training, and then stores were generous and let me bring him in while he was training. And ever since then, he's fully trained now, so he is my service dog. And that's the story of how I got the animal. I should have probably done this on his channel. So, not all cougars are cheap, man. Some of them are super, super high maintenance. There's a Russian guy that has one and acts like a house cat on YouTube. Oh, yeah. I think I've seen shorts. There's a few people that have big cats. I think a big cat would be cool. Rocky would be cool with that. Rocky likes cats. He doesn't try to eat them. He just likes to chase them. So my buddy Daniel, who used to do a lot of shooting with me until he decided to get a girl pregnant. I just need you to keep grinding hard. There's so many out there that are privileged and get it easy. I've seen your struggles, my internet friend. Thank you, Schmegula. And also keep watching, man, because you're going to watch us blow up and you're an OG. So I want you to be fucking solid. I'm bringing cars into the shop. So I'm going to start filming repairs. So hopefully that'll help the channel. Go for ones that take care of me. Lol. I'm going to put a sign in the window, beware of kitty. You should. I would put a sign that says, don't worry about the dog, the owner's an idiot. My youngest dog is a Corso Pit, turns 2 in April. I have 2 toddlers and he's amazing with them, but I have to be careful around other dogs. Yes, they can be very territorial, and protective too. Rocky gets very protective. If I'm having any sort of moment, he gets super protective. He blocks dogs, people, things like that. So I've had to make sure that he gets a little extra socialization just for that exact reason. So he went shooting and had an Indy and is now a dad. Pretty much. It was funny because I knew she was pregnant before he had announced it because they went away for a weekend trip and came back married. Sorry, dude. I just put your shit out there. My pussy will hold you down and lick you. Lick you, saying. So, yeah, Rocky went over to Daniel's house for the first time. He's got 2 dogs. One is Rue, who was my friend. She used to be on the channel. She had a busted leg when she was a puppy. The other one is Mac, a dog with no rear leg. He only has 3 legs. I call him the tripod. But he also has 4 cats. One of the cats likes to mess with the dogs because the dogs don't jump over the child fence. So Rocky goes there for the first time. And this cat, Stewie, who's one of my favorite cats in the world, he's weird. All of my buddies' animals are rescues or foster fails. Stewie is no exception. Stewie likes to stand on top of my car. So I will take him outside, put him on top of my car, and he just walks around the top of my car and eventually jumps into my arms. So, the story of my life, Lamau, his dogs are great. They've been on the channel. Yes, they have. So anyways, Stewie was messing with Rocky. He didn't know Rocky jumps. So he messes with Rocky, jumps over the child gate, right? So the child gate is right here. Rocky's on this side. The cat's here. So what the cat does is he torments the dogs, jumps over the fence, and sits and looks through the fence at the dogs because normally the dogs don't jump. So what happened was Rocky looked at this cat, right? And I watched this cat almost shit 3 of his lives out. Rocky looks at him, grins, and launches over the child gate. Flying down the hallway, the cat's running from him. He's chasing after the cat. We hear a meow and a thump, and then a louder thump. Apparently, he ran all the way down the hallway, ran back down the hallway, jumps back over the fence. Rocky comes flying over the fence into the living room. I'm laughing my ass off. And Stewie ran behind the couch. I've never seen this cat in fear for its life. Have you ever seen a really panicked cat? That's what he did to this cat. This cat was like, oh my God, he jumps. Can you think of any long-range weapon that can perform better than an M200 intervention? The M200 intervention is a really good rifle. 50 BMG, the round is good for velocity, but it's actually not as good as like a Barrett 416. Even an MRAD would probably be pretty close to quality. But the M200 intervention is really good. Shytac is another one. American Precision Armament, Precision Armament. I'm trying to remember. There's a company that makes a 50 BMG gun that is actually designed for precision. It looks like a tactical BMG kind of a thing. Did Rocky get the cat? No, the cat luckily got away from him, but now they're kind of like they're okay with each other. Like they can all sit on the same couch together, but the minute the cat tries to mess with Rocky, Rocky doesn't take any of his shit. Yeah, and it's like 80 Accuracy International. Accuracy International, that's the name of the company. Their 50 BMG is pretty damn solid. Do I still have the PX4 Storm? No, I traded it to a buddy for a couple of guns. Fuck around and find out Jumping Dog Edition. Yeah, so that's when we realized Rocky could jump too, because I didn't realize he jumped that high. That was also the day, because I went there to work on his wife's Volkswagen. We put Rocky in the backyard, and I started working on the Volkswagen. And about 5 minutes later, I hear Daniel say, Rocky, what are you doing there? So Rocky just straight up jumped the 5-foot fence, walked around the front of the house, and sat down in front of the garage. White Tech makes the intervention, I thought. I know they make the AM for the intervention. So yes, Shytac makes the M200 intervention, but they also make a standard style sniper rifle, a bolty, that isn't the intervention. So they make a couple of different rifles. If we ever get SFR back in here, SFR actually helped design the Shytac round. So he'd be the good guy. Yo, Mrs. Mouse, your boy needs some cookies. You should make some cookies for your boy. Your boy would love some cookies. Otherwise, I'll have to mail him a muffin. My muffins are upside down. But yeah, look at that, dude. My local grocery store puts things on sales. $2.99 for a freaking thing of muffins. That's awesome. I'm gonna give you the Huggy Bear. Do it. Do it. Do it. Is the freaking thing drooping? No, it's not. Okay. Thank you. I think it's helping. If you can make a plate of cookies, that would be awesome. Because I plan on breaking into his house later. Your house later. Hey, Rocky, do you think they should make some cookies? Do you think Mrs. Mouse should make some cookies? I'd really like to pick you up in a weird way, just to mess with you. But you're tired. He's tired. Look at that boy. Look at this boy. Look at this pretty boy. Look at that pretty boy. Yo. He's my pretty boy. I got guns, cars, and dogs, man. Do I need anything else in this life? Do you have any thoughts about the Nancy Guthrie case? Just from the gloves they found, things like that. Like, obviously, the first response when you hear about somebody missing from a family home is usually the family was involved. I am questioning whether or not she was. Originally, I was questioning whether or not it was like maybe somebody in her family got rid of her, but it's kind of looking pretty freaking crazy now. Obviously, I hope that Savannah's mother is returned safely. That. The longer a case like this takes, though, the less likely for a positive outcome is. Guns, dogs, cats, and free porn. You're fine. Oh, dude, porn is awesome. I know there's all those ads on YouTube. You ever seen all those? Oh, yeah, if you click off corn. I mean, come on, dude. I am not bowing to your fucking rules, YouTube. Oh, you can't say porn, rape, suicide, sexual predator, pedophile, pedophilia, grooming, child molestation. So when you see a documentary or anybody making these mini docuseries on YouTube and they censor the word pedophile or they censor the word sexual assault, they don't understand what they're doing. What they're doing is trying to remain fully monetized on YouTube. YouTube likes to demonetize videos that have heavy use of the word sexual assault, pedophilia, child molestation, rape, things like that. A actual news piece, an actual documentary, an actual news story, an actual piece of journalism does not censor the word rape, does not censor the words sexual assault, does not censor the word suicide. So when you see a content creator that heavily censors themselves or even censors news reports, that's where you can tell the difference. But if you see a content creator that is overly censoring their content, it's because they are only doing it for money. They are only in it for money. And to each and every one of you, get some fucking morals. Because when you over censor yourself just to maintain your monetization, that shows your level of investment in what you're doing. A true journalist does not shy away from hard-hitting things. They do not shy away from speaking actual truths. You can say on national television, as long as it's in a medical term, vagina, penis, sexual penetration, zoophilia, pedophilia, child molestation, kidnapping. So all of these things that are absolutely fine and protected under free speech, you guys are censoring yourselves because YouTube took away some of your money. You're all fucking punk ass bitches. And I don't care if this shows up. The fact that you care more about your monetization than you do your morals and your journalistic integrity, you're the kind of fuckers that would give up your source in a heartbeat. Oh, I'm an investigative journalist. Wait, that guy told me about it because I don't want to be held in contempt. Unalived is the gayest of gays. Yes. So, Stonehaven, what's up, dude? Someone clip this. Go for it, dude. Actually, YouTube might clip it. It's funny. I actually have some stored video live highlights where they clipped me talking about how bad YouTube is. But I said this a few lives ago. I'm done hiding my feelings regarding what people are doing on this platform. I can tell you 100% accurately that 90% of the channels that are monetized on this platform, 90% of the people that are making a living on this platform would never get hired to do what they're doing. They would never be considered qualified to be doing this. They wouldn't get hired at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese as a janitor. But because this platform rewards stupidity and people that are stupid and fucking the basest instincts of people that watch this stuff, they allow themselves to be molded But 90% of the people that are making money on this platform would never be able to get a job doing this. If they weren't able to upload for free, earn their monetization for free with no real standards on the part of Google, they would be broke ass motherfuckers. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all these motherfuckers that made their money on TikTok and fucking Vine and brought themselves over, none of them would be hired to work anything in this field. They're shills and hide behind shit. So yes, I am not one of those people. I say it all the time. Look at my entire catalog of videos. At any time other than asking for help when Rocky got hurt, and I stopped that once we figured that out. Plus, I had already spent the $3 fucking grand to get his face fixed. I don't beg for money. I don't beg you for money. I offer you things for money. I do stupid shit for the money. I'm willing to wear fake tits for fun. I'm willing to get tattoos because those are things that I do because they give you something back for helping us. Joey, nice seeing you, dude. You have a good night. I wish somebody had the power to banish all social media. I think the world would be a better place. Is that a Steyr AUG? No, that is a IWI Tavor X95 5.56 battle rifle. Genuine question, though. Won't they hand out channel strikes for saying things like that? No, they can't. The word pedophilia means nothing on its own. The word zoophilia means nothing on its own. The word rape means nothing on its own. It's all protected speech against, well, technically the First Amendment protects against the government, but it's all just words, okay? But YouTube has its own set of censoring, its own sense of things where they just won't allow you to get full monetization because Walmart doesn't want a, hey, come spend the holidays with Walmart where you can get a bottle of cleaner for $8.99 versus the national average of $11.99. And then you come back to a video and it says, and then she got raped twice. So advertisers are dictating what Google allows to be monetized, which is wrong. It's stupid and it's wrong. So they don't hand out channel strikes for saying the word rape. All the people that are using grape unalived, and then they, what do they call it? They call it cold pizza now, or whatever they're calling it these days. Those are people that have multi-platform channels. So they're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. TikTok is the most censored social media. They will absolutely remove your content if you use the word rape. They will remove your content if you show guns. I've got 8,000 subscribers on TikTok. I don't use it because I had a video with 900,000 views and like 100,000 likes, and they kept removing every video after it because I showed a picture of a gun. So no, YouTube doesn't outright strike your channel for saying rape because again, that becomes an overstep that you could fight back on. My wife said you can put together a build list. Gonna have to figure out payments for your time. Oh, you mean for your computer? I will do some examinations and see what's out there, dude. Yeah, I can get you hooked up. Depending on what we do, man, I might even take a road trip. So anyways, the overreach and control that YouTube and Google force on us is ridiculous. I shouldn't be censored in that way. So like the video when I talked about my suicide got demonetized instantly. And then they rejected the appeal when I just told the story. I didn't show any pictures. I didn't get graphic with it. But because I said I committed suicide, they automatically blocked it, which was bullshit. Hold on a second. Road trip, you coming to see me? Maybe if I get these jobs this week. I have 3 people showing up to let me look at their vehicles. One's being towed from West Virginia, so that's pretty much a done deal. But another person wants me to put struts in the front of her car. She got quoted like $1,200 from Firestone. Nothing covered under the First Amendment should be fucking messed with. Well, Justin, I agree. I 100% agree. Unless you're using words to attack or incite violence, everything should be allowed under free speech. But the First Amendment, all amendments are not to protect us from each other. They're not to protect us from corporations. They are literally only to protect us from the government. It's like gun tubers that won't say the price of the guns in dollars. Oh yeah. So that is another thing. Hold on a second. I gotta check this email real quick. But that's another thing. That's another big thing. Okay, because when when YouTube did their gun apocalypse, right, where they said you couldn't thread on anything, you couldn't run a 33 round mag, you couldn't do all this shit. A lot of guys literally wouldn't type the word or wouldn't say the word trigger, wouldn't say the price. Now I tend to not say prices just because it's easier not to. Oh, dude, that's cool. It's playing on my computer. That's freaking cool, dude. Half of the things our father said was I documented Orlando in prison these days. Yep. Things our forefathers. Yep. Frick Firestone, the Winchester location, strip my OLED plug in the old WS6 block. So the blue building that was next to the Firestone in Winchester, that is where my gun shop was. You don't say prices. You don't want people to offer to buy your stuff. Yeah, it looks great, dude. Even though it never leaked a drop of oil before I dropped it off. Yep. Their employees are freaking idiots, man. And I'm sorry if you work at that Firestone, guys, but when I was in the building next to you, you nutsacks would be sitting there hitting the alarm nonstop trying to find the car. You literally have 7 parking spots on the side of the building, 8 parking spots in front of your building, and 12 parking lot spots on the side of it. If you hit the alarm button and you can't find the fucking car, take the dicks out of your ears and listen. YouTube compliant 29 rounder. Yep. Firestone told my wife 1,200 for her Toyota. I did it myself. Yeah, Firestone. So it was interesting because I looked at the paperwork she sent me. They wanted $897 in labor and $267 for the part for the struts. They also quoted her. It wound up being like $4,000 because they told her she needed front, rear, tie rod ends, ball joints, all of this stuff, and they wanted to charge her like $4,000. The car's worth like 3. So she's bringing it tomorrow. I'm gonna listen to it. She said she had a friend listen to it, and the struts are making noise. That's very possible. So more than likely it would be struts and sway bar end links. If the tie rods are bad, then I'd do that. But dude, there's no way it costs that much money to do that shite. You're buffering? Oh, it's probably because I said rape too many times. I'm not buffering. I'm not buffering. It's because I just went over 2 hours, so it's resetting the connection, I think. $50, I'll poke my dog in the ear. I rebuilt my wife's shit with Detroit Auto shit for a quarter of the price because that's what you told me to do. Yeah, Detroit Axle is actually fine, man. Detroit Axle is, you remember when white box stuff used to be cheap and then it became better? Detroit Axle stuff is decent. I've used their stuff on most of my vehicles, including the Volkswagen Tiguan, and it worked great. So I have a guy that's going to be dropping off an '04 Corvette because it needs the ABS wheel sensors replaced. Not a hard job. I just have to reset the computer. I got a guy with a Sonoma that needs valve cover gaskets. That's easy. A Pathfinder that needs valve cover gaskets. That's easy. You got to take the intakes off. That's the only downside to those. Yeah. So it's all labor, man. It's all labor. The shop Firestone charges $170 an hour for labor now. That's what I'm running into. All these dudes are getting these ridiculous quotes. I got a guy with a 2013 Jeep Grand Cherokee. He was told $1,100 to replace the radiator. So he and I had a conversation. It's a 2013 Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.7 Hemi with 140,000 miles on it, but the guy wants to keep it. He says it's in really good shape. And he's like, how much to put a radiator in it? I'm like, dude, do you want a factory radiator? Because that's where a lot of the cost comes in. If you buy directly from Mopar, do you want a factory radiator or do you want to run an aftermarket radiator? He's like, I don't care, man. If it's cheaper, do that. It's out of warranty. And I'm like, that's fine. And I'm like, look, man, it's going to take a few hours because you have to take the bumper off. He's like, I'm going to question you on that. I'm like, don't, because you're wrong. But you have to take your front bumper off because it hides the brackets for retaining the radiator and stuff. So I'm like, if you bring it down to me, I can do it for a few $100 in labor. You know, it'd be like a $500 repair instead of $1,100 repair. Wow, she better a bunch of upgraded parts and Brembo brakes. Yep. And she better get a blowjob as well while she waits. I'm not giving any woman a blowjob. You're going to piss me off if you question me. Lol. Also just had a terrible experience with Discount Tire. Bought Toyo MTs off the tire rack and they broke 2 bolts on my front skid plate doing the install. Jesus Christmas. My buddy just had to replace a radiator on his Jeep Compass and he had to remove the front bumper. So yeah, Chrysler was actually the innovator for CAD designed vehicles. So basically the entire radiator pack for the Jeeps, they're designed to be taken off with the fans, the cooler, the radiator, the power steering cooler, if it's attached to the radiator, the condenser, all that is designed to come off as a unit. So you need to take it all off. Otherwise, you're going to try to fish it apart and trying to get your hands down there. It doesn't work. So it's easier to just take it off. Now, you can do it without taking the bumper off, but it's going to add 35 million times the amount of time. Price goes up if you watch and question me. Pretty much. Thanks, Joe. The cookies are on the baking sheet now and oven is preheating. Lols. Joe, if you need the times and part list and directions and shit, let me know. Make a model year. I can pull it through my dad's login. Oh, man. Sweet, Justin. Appreciate that. I've had to do it a little bit more of a Google style because I don't have my access to all data anymore. I used to have logins. But basically, I go by basic information, and I'm underpricing myself to get myself into the market. I will increase my price a little bit, but I will always be cheaper than everybody else. I'm coming in at about $50 an hour for labor since I'm private and I don't need anything. $50 an hour for labor is fine because I don't have the same kind of overhead for insurance and shit. It was a Martinsburg location. They literally handed me the broken bolt heads and said the other 2 were holding the skid plate on just fine. Jesus, man. Yeah, that sucks, bro. I had skid plates on my F-150 FX4, and I went to the Jiffy Lube. I don't know why I'm pointing. You're not here in the room with me. But you know the Jiffy Lube on Pleasant Valley Road heading towards the mall? They broke the skid plate taking it off. They literally handed me the broken bolt. I'll bring you the Ford for $50 an hour. Ha! Yeah, so it's mainly because I'm just trying to get started, man. I want to get a bunch of jobs so I can buy a bend pack lift. Once I get a lift and I start doing heavier jobs, then I'm going to start charging more. Like, I've got a guy bringing me an F-250 that's lifted, so I'm going to have to take the front wheels off and lower the truck down because I won't be able to get into the engine bay. He says he had an intake put on it, and now the truck barely runs. Jiffy Lube is not good. So I've used them for basic oil changes on my basic cars. Typically, I've always changed my own oil, or when I worked for the dealerships, I always let the dealership do it because I always got my employee discounts. But yes, I agree. Jiffy Lube is not the greatest. But I get my dad's military discount because the cars are registered in his name right now. Oh, there he goes. He's tweaking. Oh, you're up again. Okay, you're fine. Go to sleep. I thought I could get him tweaking. What's better? Were we dropping signal? So, nothing aftermarket either. Stock skid plates on a 22 4Runner TRD. Tapped them out myself and had the alignment redone because I just assumed they did that incorrectly as well. Yep. I don't know. I just don't trust Jiffy Lube. I don't let Jiffy Lube touch anything else on the vehicle. If I'm low on washer fluid, I don't let them top off my washer fluid. I don't let them top off my coolant. I don't let them do anything. If I go in for an oil change, I literally tell them just change the oil. Harrisonburg Toyota dealer wanted $1,100 to change spark plugs on my wife's 19 Highlander. Yep. And it's all just because of labor costs, man. Everybody's charging anywhere from $140 to $200 an hour labor. My dad, the Challenger, went in because the airbag light came off. Apparently, something got under the seat and popped the connector for the airbag. They tried to charge him a full hour. They tried to charge him $190. The guy went out there in less than 5 minutes, found the fault, fixed it, and came back in, and they tried to charge him $200 for 5 minutes of work. My dad went off on them, and they refunded everything. Took my Prelude to a Valvoline oil change, had to get out of the car and take the filter off because they couldn't figure it out. Jesus. Toyota's rough these days, make me thinking about buying a new 4Runner. Dude, I like a lot of, hand to God, this is the craziest thing you're ever going to hear me say tonight. And you've heard me say some weird shit. I like the new Prius. I don't like the car, like the mechanicals of it. I like the way it looks. So yeah, same as suppressor advice. I'd probably be coming to you for my vehicle as well. No problem, dude. You just reach out to me. If you try to open the frunk of my classic Beetle to change the oil, lol. That is too crazy. Wait a minute, you got one of them electric cars, you ain't got no engine in it, and when it drives by, it went just getting air in the tires or something, lol. Why? Because of your presence, that is like the old one, they changed the body style, it's a very functional vehicle, but man, I get too much balls to drive that around. Y'all are crazy. So, dude, I like the design. I don't know why. If I could, what I would love to do is take the entire driveline out of the Celica Ford GTS, the 3S GTE all-wheel drive 6-speed manual setup, put that in the new Toyota Prius body, and bomb around in that thing. I like the FJ Cruisers and the old RAVs where they went complete auto. Yeah. I dislike the fact that my vehicle doesn't have a dipstick for the oil. It pisses me off. I have to put it in on a lift in order to check the level. Really? Like the new Prius. No, I'm talking about the older Celicas, like a 98. No, even earlier than that, the one that had the quad headlights on it, like 95 or whatever. Yeah, the old school. Like I'd throw that all-wheel drive system in it before they went to the angular body style. Look, you can hate me all you want, but the fact is that's what peak performance looks like. That new Prius looks just like a video game. A lot of FJ Cruisers are non-chipped keys. That's interesting. I love the old FJs. I wish they would bring those back. Yep, my Escape has no dipstick. My old FJ had a 6-inch lift. It's a whole life and runs and drives great. Yeah, I did not realize that some of them are lacking their dipsticks now. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, that's crazy that they're non-chipped. But it does make sense because they're using older Toyota technology. Like their ignitions are the same as like old ass Corollas. Like their keys are old Corolla keys from the look of them. It's crazy the value that they hold though. During COVID, I sold my buddy's 2014. So this is in 2021 almost. 2014 FJ Cruiser, black on white or black with the white roof, had 142,000 miles on it. My buddy's dealership paid him $28,500 and sold it for $31,500 the next week. Same thing happened to me and neighbor of mine. They forgot to put the plug in. It was leaking, and by the time he got home, his engine was done. That's crazy. What's up, fucker? Hey, fucker. What's up, fucker? Come here, fucker. You're my good fucker right there. Oh, the fucker. Yeah, you're so fucker. Fucker, 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 fucker. This the good fucker. He's a good fucker. Look how thin their chest is, man. Even though he's a big dog. Also, look at the coloring in his fur, dude. He's got so much white coloring in his fur now. Don't look at my crotch. Don't look at his crotch. But yeah, he's getting like right there. Also, his fur is forming a cross right on his chest. My dog is blessed, dude. Look at that, dude. His tuft actually forms it. Hello. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, hold on. Would you stop? Oh, yeah, I'm tired. Okay, the Zoom is not working right. All right. There we go. That's better. You did it in the voice that you did the gun store guy voice. Yes, I mean, that bitch is a beast. Has a snorkel. I like the look of the new 4Runners. Can't get on board with the whole 4-cylinder hybrid. Yeah. You can do private on Discord. Yeah, you'll be fine there. I did it in gun store voice. Hello, fucker. Fucker, fucker, fucker. My dog is a motherfucker. Rubber. Stone, let me know when you want me to do the Night Stalker. So my buddy John is going to be my FFL transfer now. Whoa! Yeah, it's hard to do the pinch and zoom. I'm drinking a nice stout IPA finished in the wine barrel and some whiskey. Who's boy? What? I'm having a 2026 vintage red sugar-free Gatorade. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Wine stop. The tannins need to settle. Cookies are in the oven. God damn. Our boy's about 20 minutes away from enjoying a plate of cookies, Rocky. All right, Mrs. Mouse, I will refund your entire hoodie purchase if you throw the cookies in the trash when they're done. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm kidding. Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him. If you ever want to make sure that you never have to go to another family dinner, though, like a Halloween, Christmas, Catil's Day, whatever, walk into the kitchen while they're cooking and turn the stove to self-clean mode. It's hilarious. Red dreams. My diaphragm is almost back to normal. Jam Doe, didn't you know you're also a wine sommelier? Sommelier. Yeah, you know, I don't drink at all, but if you ever want to see white people things, my parents' house, they have, well, last time I was there, they had over 200 bottles of wine. I think they're closing in on a 250 now. They had to slow down some of their Wine of the Month club because they had too much wine. That's nice. It's breathing now. Turn the oven to self-clean. Yes, it makes it super, super, super hot. It will destroy whatever you're cooking. That is a lot of wine. Yes, they are basically functioning alcoholics. Actually, that's not true. They only drink when their friends come over, but man, they drink. So I walked in one day. This was when I was still living in the basement apartment. So I walked in. There were 6 wines on the center island with their labels covered because they decided to invite a bunch of other rich white people over. They're not rich, but they invited a lot of well-to-do white people over, and they were doing blind taste tests. And I'm sitting there going, I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, you guys are coming up with games in order to drink 6 bottles of wine. They're like, just about. They're not alcoholics. They're just Italian. Yes. So my dad's side, we're Pecoraro, so that's definitely Italian. And my mom's side, at least this mom, is Sherwood, which I believe is British. So a lot of drinking going on in those relations. Self-clean is almost as bad as dropping a deuce on the stovetop. Almost, yep. My only non-white friend is a sommelier. I'm not white. I'm not your friend. Fuck you. I'm not building your computer now. I don't like wine or beer or coffee. Yeah, I don't either, man. Coffee smells like roadkill, so I can't do it. Although I will drink iced coffee. Iced cappuccino is different from coffee. It's basically a sugar drink. Beer and wine. There are some dessert wines I like, but I don't like plain wine. Plain wine tastes like I have a tongue that doesn't like super strong flavors. I'm a super taster, which means I can taste everything deeper. So, like, straight up wine tastes like just straight up vinegar to me, and most alcohol tastes like rubbing alcohol to me. You would like blended Dutch Bros Golden Eagle. Who knows? Maybe. I get really nice bottles of wine from my wife's restaurant, Lamau. Right off. Yeah, that would be cool for my parents. Also, they are smart because Virginia's wine valley or winemakers are almost as prolific as the California ones, which is funny because my parents have go to every winery almost every year here, and then anytime they fly to California, they go to all the wineries there and ship wine back. They actually shipped wine back from Greece last year or Italy. Me too. Hate all 3. Will drink sweet hard cider though. Yeah, it has to be a very specific taste for me to handle it. I used to drink Bailey's straight. Your state is great for wine. Yes, Virginia's wine valley, and especially the Shenandoah Valley where we are. The main road between Winchester and Leesburg, the 2 big cities on this side of Northern Virginia, there's like 30 wineries. It's insane. It's like, hey man, what are you doing? Making wine. Awesome. What are you doing? Also making wine. We should share our wine. Yes, we should. People there have to have my pineapple sugar cane shine. Oh, okay. So my buddy Bubba, Brian Bubba, makes the best strawberry shine I've ever had. But the only problem with that is it's so fucking strong that I can't drink much of it because it knocks me on my ass these days. And alcohol fucks with diabetes, so I don't respond well to it. Yeah, no, I would actually like to try some pineapple sugar wine or shine. Can never stand the taste of wine. A shot of Jack Sure wine, nope. Yeah. Where are you from? I'm in Virginia, but I'm an Army brat, so my dad moved around a lot. I grew up in New York, lived in a lot of different places over the years, but currently I reside in Northern Virginia. I feel like I'm becoming diabetic with all the sugar I've been eating here. Um, Yeah, just be careful, dude. It's crazy. Late onset diabetes is a thing. I didn't get diabetes until I was almost 28 years old. And when I went from 400 pounds to 220 pounds. Strawberry Shine sounds awesome. Yeah, he makes watermelon, strawberry, and apple every year. And he distributes it for free. And then I got another buddy of mine that makes really good smoked deer jerky every year. Sorry, venison.
I want my Bambi sticks.
You want Bambi's what? Get you some? I'll find out when he makes the next batch. Joe, you got an extra viewer. I don't know what perked his interest, but my Corso Mix is standing up beside me with his front paws on the counter, tuning in. Come here, boy. Come here. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Rocky's reacting to me. Rocky, I'm talking to it. Sit. Who's a good boy? Sit. All right, commit a war crime. Hold on. Hold on. So, being homeless is fun. I'll have to make him his own channel so he can subscribe. Yeah, let me know. Rocky has his. A dog and a dude. We haven't been posting a lot on there because we haven't had much to put up there, but I'm working on it. I put up a post today after I got those guns home, so that's cool. And I have to film those tonight. Wow. 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 Probably helps if you see what I'm doing. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. You ever seen a more tolerant dog? He's a good boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here, look at the smile. Who's a good boy? Thank you. I watched where that tongue has been, though. So the couch is infamous couch or an imposter? Nope, this is the couch. This is the couch. It's got the stains on the couch and everything. So I moved the couch into here. It's a great place to sit. But yeah, I've kept the couch. I may have to buy a new version of it, though, because it's getting a little fucky. I broke the chaise longue that used to sit on the end. What else do you play besides Tabor? So I haven't been playing it because they've really stopped support on it. But Forza Horizon 5 was one of my favorite games for a long time. I'm waiting for Forza Horizon 6 to come out. Fallout 4, I've got like 1,700 hours into that game. Car Dealer Simulator, Car Mechanic Simulator. I like car stuff. Some other VR games I play. Not as many as I used to, but Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades is cool because it's one guy that owns that IP and he creates new stuff for it all the time. Arizona Sunshine 2, I got both of those on VR. Signed up for a pistol course because learning never stops. Yes, sir. Hi, Mr. Banner. What's up, sir? How you doing, sir? You getting in on the giveaway? No, you do not need to do that. You went out less than 2 hours ago. Don't act like you need to go out. Everywhere, anywhere, all of the time. What giveaway? I'm giving away the T-Sauce BR9 double stack that I had on the channel last year. You buy a hoodie, they're $60. That covers shipping as well. You get a free entry. There's 45 entries available. We're doing 50 entries per gun. T-Sauce and SDS. We're talking about getting some guns for giveaways, some of their old T&E stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be doing those. If you click on the pinned comment, it'll take you to the video of the gun that I'm giving away. Now, it's not a raffle. You can't just buy tickets to get into it. You have to buy the hoodie to qualify. But you're not purchasing a ticket to get the giveaway. You're just buying a hoodie. Sounds like a great giveaway. It's a way to give back to the community while also growing, getting revenue here so I can do some shiz. We're also going to be adding some car content to the channel. Because I got some people bringing me cars to work on. Be great if Mrs. Mouse wins the T-Sauce love. I would make her carry it. Make her carry a 2011. That would be funny. Air Max just sent you my money for the hoodie. All right, so we're down to 44 entries. Yep, I see it, good sir. I will make up full lists. So do you have a picture of you with tits and a dress on it, or otherwise I would totally buy that? No, so it's going to be, the hoodies are going to have my normal Jimmini Show logo on this side, and on the back it's going to have the Gadsden flag, and don't tread on me on it. Paul, what is up, sir? What is up? My boy is getting desperate to do what? What do you need, buddy? You need a potty? Hey, Rocky, do you need to potty? Do you need to potty? Okay. All right, we've gone, okay, let me put on my shoes. We've gone well past 2 hours, so we're probably going to cut it, because if I don't take him out, he will poop on the bed. Bruce has got pics of that. Yeah, I'll email him my size and mailing info shortly. Yes, just make sure that I get your full name and all that stuff. Let me cover this stuff. Tits and a dress on the back. No, I don't want people walking around looking at that, man. Are you kidding me? That's a private thing. Also, that hoodie would have to be $1,000. Hold on a second. I'll walk you guys out. I'll show you the garage, the state of the garage, too. No Johnny Depp situation? Yeah, no, please. I don't need poop on my bed. I don't need an Amber Hearded. Hold on a second. We'll walk out through the garage. I just took off the wrong part. Hold on a second. You ready to go, buddy? You ready to go? Oh. That's his I'm ready face. All right, hang on. Come on. Let me turn on a light. Hold on. Don't leave yet. I should totally have some screenshots, so you might. One second. How many of you haven't seen the garage yet? So, you can see based on the size of my Jeep how big the place is. Hold on, let me put on my jacket. What, do you see a ghost? You see my reflection. You ready to go outside? Okay, wait a second. Cookies are out of the oven. My man is about to snack down. You ready to go, buddy? Okay, sit down. Wait. Damn it. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Stay. Wait. Go. Okay. There he goes. He's gone. Yeah, I'd say Rocky's ready. He's gonna... Dad stopped talking to that weird thing. Yep, pretty much. And he's gone. So yeah, you can't see, but he runs up through this backyard. But not tonight, because he's peeing. Go potty. So, there he is. Wow, there is snow there. It's almost all melted, though. This was super covered 3 days ago, but we've had actually decent weather. So that's an old folks home that's been built for almost a year and they haven't used it yet. He is peeing like a racehorse. Thank you guys for getting me to 34 likes as well. Up on me. Careful. Yeah, he's just running around. So the road is way down there, so I trust him not too fucky. Yeah, so it's nice. I missed the snow. Well, we might get a little bit more. So he runs across there, runs down by those houses, and he comes all the way back and runs way over here into these guys', into my backyard. So, all right, buddy, come on. Come on. Come. You can hear my choo-choo. He's running. All right, buddy, come on. Yeah, he's a good boy. Snowed a lot in Wyoming. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I got these big-ass windows, let you see everything. So, come on, in. Yeah. Yep. So, are you near Meadow Branch? My company is currently building the new community behind that neighborhood. Yes. So I am down a block away from the old Ward's Plaza. So, yeah, this is nice. I got drains in the floor, water there, so I can actually detail in here too. I'm probably going to offer automotive detailing. So this is just where I'm storing shit. Electronics stuff is sitting over here, along with one of my hoodies. But yeah, like all my old testing stuff, a bunch of old graphics cards, shit like that. Was I hearing about a giveaway? Yes, Paul. So we are giving away one of my 2011s. In order to get it, you have to buy a hoodie because you can't sell tickets or anything. Yes. That is literally what that is outside the window there. They're still finishing it, I guess. But yeah, you need to buy a hoodie. They're $60. That covers your shipping, but it also gets you an entry into the 2011 giveaway. So there's some of my tools, and there's a bunch of computers that I have to go through, some of my cases, a bunch of trash I got to take to the dump. And then in here, once we get it wired up, hold on a second. I don't know. Oh, that didn't give me enough. It might have given me enough. So back there is where we're framing out the offices and stuff. We're going to put one office back there, and then we're going to have another office up here. And then this whole front space will just be shop space. No way. We're framed. I used to rent a townhouse right down the street. Nice. Yes. So we will be doing medium, large, extra large, 2X, and a couple of 4Xs. Because a couple of people have asked for 4Xs. So, yeah, so this is where we're going to be building out. I do have to have an electrician come out, though, and finish wiring everything. I have a fuse box, but it's not set up. So that's what's going to happen in here. And that's trash I got to throw away, so. Anyways, guys, but yeah, I like this because I have so much room in here. So the eventual goal is I want to put a bend pack lift where the Jeep is sitting. So this will get a hoist, may put a hoist there. So 2 hoists. I can break this down when that is built, so that will go away. And then I will have enough room back here for 2 cars. And then I'll have room here for a detail bay and another lift back here. So eventually I want to have 3 lifts. If you need any carpentry work, let me know. Got plenty of crews in the area. I'm sure you do most yourself, but just extending the offer. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that one. Got you next Tuesday if it's not too late. Nope. We're gonna the giveaway goes until 50 are sold. So there's still plenty. I'll be mentioning it and stuff. But if you tell me you want one, I'll reserve one for you because you've been around for so long, dude. You just let me know. So, but Rocky, can you sit? Sit down. He doesn't look that big when he's down there. Okay, sit. Shake. Okay. Who's a good boy? He just wants a treat. He wants some cheese. I'll get you somebody. All right, guys, I'm going to go because he's getting antsy. Yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for the likes, all that stuff. I really should do a video on my Jeep, just kind of go over it because when it was new up until the SRTs, that was the highest end you could get. And it'll be good content for the channel because I got to do an oil change anyways. It'll be the first mechanic work I do here. So, all right, kids, I'll talk to you on Wednesday. Tomorrow I'm doing a video on the TM22, so look for that. Actually, I already released a video on that. I'm going to do a video on the Beretta. No, I already did one on that. I'm going to do one on the AXG Carry 320. So, all right, kids, thank you very much. Click and comment if you want to see the gun I'm giving away. Thanks, guys. What's up, Happy?